Sorry, guys.
Is it good?
I don't have my usual shit with me right now.
Is it good? Do you like it?
Hello, what have we here?
You guys are so funny.
Hello.
Holy shit. It ain't C3 Penis Face and RC Dickhead.
Hello there.
Found someone you have, I would say.
Bells that ring, ding-a-ling. It's almost spring, but I forgot it's not. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Can you hear the music, Mopar? You're supposed to be doing your intro right now.
No, I can't hear the music.
Well, do the intro.
Welcome. What's up?
Good day, Galaxy.
Great evening, yeah, peoples. We are struggle busting it all the way through this episode. We've got remote unit Commander Cody in, where are you at, Denver area?
Yeah, Denver, man. Denver.
Trying to make it happen, but they haven't figured out audio additions over that way yet.
Well, I knew I was prepared 100% to do audio, but I forgot about the live stream for a second. And then I was like, okay, I don't have all my usual stuff with me, so we're just going to have to, make it work as it goes. We didn't have sound for a second. Now we do. It's all good.
We didn't even have an intro.
It happens, man.
What's going on, guys? It's episode 120. As we said, Commander's out in the middle of nowhere. Where exactly are you?
I'm literally in Denver. I'm in the city. I'm not out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, okay. I have
So all's
actually
well.
never been to Denver. I've been north of Denver quite a few times.
Ooh, whereabouts?
Well, you like Estes Park and Loveland. It's north of Denver.
That sounds
area.
about right. Yeah, so
and
we're...
then that's where I went up Mount Bierstadt, that 14,000-foot peak.
Ah, yes. Someone mentioned that actually yesterday, and I was like, hey, Mopar climbed that shit. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember.
It happened.
Yeah,
so yeah, it's a
I'm in,
beautiful part of the country, though.
It is. It's awesome, and it's like the weather is incredible. I forgot. It's like one of the sunniest cities in the country, which people don't really think about because it's right up against the Rockies, and it's super high. But yeah, the weather's great. It's sunny all the time. There's mountains right there. There's city here. It's like if you took Columbus and made the weather better and put it next to a mountain range. That's what you'd have. It's awesome.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
Excellent. What do we got going on? Obviously, we're going to be doing our beer review. What kind of beer do you have now?
So I had this New Stone earlier today, so I'm drinking that at the moment. But I did get a review, and it is a Boulder, Colorado brewery called Upslope.
Upslope, okay.
And it actually came in a sampler. So they have a bunch of breweries out here that are putting 6-packs and samplers of their own beer instead of having to make your own. So it's pretty cool.
Like a variety pack? What are you talking about?
Yeah, a variety pack from the brewery itself. So they're like, hey, these are 6 most awesome beers. Here you go.
Awesome. Sounds good.
What do you have?
I picked up, I've been on the Deschutes train recently, and our very local beer stop doesn't have much. Pedro's, they have absolute shit, but I saw Hopzite, their autumn IPA, Deschutes'. Here, I'll show it on the thing here. But I figured since we're finally kind of getting into the autumn, I know like Oktoberfests are out and everything, but an autumn IPA, I thought that might be pretty tasty, even though it's been extra hot lately. It's been
Really?
like mid 80s, high 70s, mid 80s, it kind of floating between there, and I would like it to be more like high 60s, so we're about 10, 15 degrees off from where I like it.
Madness. Hang on one second.
I ain't hanging on to anything. So
Fucking
while
thing's making too much noise.
While he's running around, fucking around.
I'm good.
You guys,
I got it.
Oh, never mind. I'm not going to announce
No,
shit.
do it. I want to hear it.
Welcome.
Good day.
We've got a lot of people in our live chat. We want to give shout outs to Zach Merritt. We got Tommy Boy. We got a bunch of Jacob Weisses and handful of sneakers. And we had one other Spat Toad Sauce. That's the first time I've seen his name. Oh, and a tugboat chump, Mr. Adam Davis was on. I don't know if he's still there, but if you guys want to tune in live with us, we aim for Sunday evenings on YouTube. If you guys want to head on over to Rogue Squadron Podcast on YouTube, subscribe, and it'll give you a little ding when we go live. You guys can join the flavorfuls. Mopar still got the sniffles and pretty fucking pissed about it, but
You've had the civils for like 5 weeks now.
that's kind of how it goes. And I'm usually I'm like half sick for those like 5 weeks. I literally just have sniffles, and that's it. There's nothing else bothering me. So it might be like more like allergies. So I don't know.
Well, I know we were sick about the same time. We had 6 Squad Pod there for a second. So, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just I drank more than you. So.
Oh, yeah, that's beard. That does it. Spattoed sauce. I hope I'm saying it. Spattoed sauce. I don't know what the hell. He said I was here last weekend trying to win. Well, we all tried to win, but we ain't allowing Amber back into any more drawings. And I'm saying that now.
Amber's cut off.
She's won enough. Yeah, she is cut off. She's had too much fun and won enough from us. So believe me, next drawing, it won't be her, unfortunately, for her, but cutting her off. I do want to give a quick shout out because we saw, I think it was earlier today, we had another Patreon member join, Mr. Matt McLean from Instagram. He's been with us for a while, and he's our newest Patreon member.
Nice.
So if you guys want to, head on over to Patreon. You guys know what it is. Shirts Rogue Squad Pod, and send us some dactaries. We are announcing it. Buy us 1 beer a month. That's all we ask for. So whatever type of beer you can afford, we're good with it.
Yeah.
So what are you going to say something?
Because you're just paying for the beer. You're not actually giving us a beer. So if you pay for a Busch Light, I won't be pissed because I don't actually have to drink that. I'll just put it towards 1/6 of a craft beer or something.
We'll save your last month's payment and this month's payment and get one good beer. That's what we'll do.
By the end of the year, you'll have a whole 6-pack. It's all good. I'm
definitely giving shout outs to everybody that's on there. We are doing, and maybe next week. So if you guys are regular listeners, you know Mopar has a terrible memory. But there's a specific event that happened in my life.
Terrible vocabulary too.
Well, and I don't know if the vocabulary is part of the event, but I'm going to be doing a episode, hopefully with Commander, so I can like bounce the happenings off of you because you know the story behind it. But something happened to Mopar that kind of created the loss of memory. So that's going to be going out to our Patreon members, and I'm excited because it's kind of a crazy story, guys.
That'll be fun, and that KOTOR script that we fucking came up with in high school.
Yes, and we do have a closed message group with all of our Patreon members. So if you guys want to just join all that or get any of the behind the scenes stuff, head on over there. $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever you can do. It really helps us out. So I'm done pushing that shit. What the fuck's going on?
Nicole Serrano wants to know what the fuck is up. Yes.
Mopar's Oh, yeah.
Yes, you are on the Patreon. Don't worry. I got you. I actually emailed you, and like Mopar said, Matt McLean is the newest in the bunch. If you guys have the strength and willpower to join the group chat, it's pretty destructive to your fucking being. But if you want to be in there, I emailed you guys, so let me know and I'll add you in, and then you can take part in the belligerence.
Yes. If you think you're up for it, because it's a lot to be up for.
Yes.
Let's roll right into, and that's last thank you for all of our Patreon members. We appreciate it. Let's roll right into the beer review here.
Yes.
While we're preparing this, what do we have on the list of topics today? Do you have it open?
I don't have it open since I'm mobile and I'm in this fucking thing.
So I'll tease the episode topics here. Mopar saw Baby Driver. There's obvious episode 8 trailer that came out on Monday that we're going to be ranting and raving about. We've already talked about Commander being in Colorado. Mopar has also started Dark Souls, and he's pissed about it.
Yes.
And then Commander saw Kingsman, which I saw it once, and it was a while ago. So I don't know how much I'm going to remember, but maybe you'll jog my memory on that. So as we do every episode, jumping in this beer review.
Awesome. Drinking Bell. So like I said, I have shit from Upslope. The last time I was here in Colorado, I did have something by them. I can't remember which one, though. I think it was the Pilsner. But Upslope, they're from Boulder. It's an IPA. So it looks like I got 2 IPAs, 2 pales.
2 what? Pales.
Pales. And 2 craft lagers.
Man, I'm whenever I have a lager, I always just expect an actual brewing lager, like just a malty as fuck,
Yeah.
crisp, delicious. But
yeah, it's hard to go
nothing
back
ever
from the Photon.
seems to live up to their Photon for me. I don't know why.
Photon is untouchable.
Shit.
One of the ingredients in here is snow melt. Snow melt,
that's-
malt, hops, and yeast.
Uh-oh.
I don't think they're being cheeky.
What do
I
we
literally
got
think
here?
they got fucking melted snow as the water for this shit.
Yellow snow.
Nice.
They've got a profile thing on all the Deschutes, so it says inspired by a traditional Jesus something beer.
Traditional Jesus. That's gonna be a good beer there.
I'm just gonna butcher the name of the town. Marzenbier. German hops and herbal fruit spice notes to balance out a smooth and elegant malt character.
You said
This is
herbal?
7%.
Herbal.
I always say herbal. You know, herb.
And you were yelling at me about the fucking ether last week, and you're saying herbal.
Yeah, it's like gerbil, but with an H. Let's get to this.
I
Drink
just
about
had
it.
a sip. Sorry.
Ooh. This is like a well-balanced, confusing beer. And it's what I mean by that is there's a lot in it and it's all over the place, but it's blended well that like the roller coaster makes sense. Okay? The taste roller coaster.
Do you understand?
You understand?
Yeah, man. I'm digging this. So it's a little reminiscent of the Rouge one that we did, where the ale comes through a lot more than the usual IPA where the bitterness and the hops overwhelms everything. This has a lot of ale in it, which is a good thing. It's different. It's a little darker than your usual IPA.
I'm really happy with this because a lot of the autumn, Oktoberfest, they throw those spices in there, and a lot of times they overdo it way too much, where all it is spices. This one has the spice up front, and then it kind of just smooths away into kind of a slightly bitter IPA. This is
Nice.
actually very delicious.
Yeah, I'm a
And
fan, man.
you can see on the front it has kind of like a hop. Or what the fuck am I gonna try to call it?
It's
hop, I guess.
Yeah.
A single hop, but it's kind of weathering into like autumn leaves, so it's kind of
Nice.
different.
I like that.
Travis Dunn is pissed.
He's always pissed. Who isn't always pissed that listens to us?
That
like we
listens
said,
to us.
motherfucking Kerner. Times when I'm the happiest that I've ever been, I will just say pissed for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
Now it's one thing that like just infests in everybody's vocabulary. Everybody's saying piss now.
Well, to be fair, I said it quite a fucking few times trying to play some Dark Souls today. So
That's amazing. Quickly.
Go ahead.
While we're still on the topic of the beer, while we're reviewing this stuff, I saw an article by somebody on Facebook that was talking mad shit about IPAs, and I understand where he's coming from. Maybe it was satire and I didn't catch it, but the underlying story was admit that IPAs suck because you don't actually like them. They're just the most popular beer, and you're trying to fit in, and you're trying to always get IPAs when you go to the brewery, and they're not actually good, and you got to admit that so we can move past it and get on to some actual like English ales and stouts and darker beers and shit like that.
That more sounds like a beer connoisseur that's just
Pissed.
bitter. Oh my God, he's bitter about it. He's bitter about IPAs. No, honestly, and I feel like we're the opposite of that. If it's a bad beer, we're gonna shit on it.
Yeah.
And I'm 16, and when I say that,
Shit on the beer.
but it's true. Like I'm not gonna dance around. Like this is. We're truth tellers. If it's a shit beer, I'm gonna be like, well, fuck that. I'm never drinking that again. Try harder
We're
next time. Actually,
soothsayers.
don't try harder because I had enough of it.
Now, I will admit where kind of where the article was coming from, that IPAs are like running shit in breweries lately. And I get that it's a little overpopulated as far as IPAs go. Every brewery has like 4 to 6 IPAs, session IPAs, imperial IPAs, American, fucking all this crazy shit. So I know that it's kind of overpopulated, but that doesn't mean that you don't like IPAs.
It also doesn't mean that they're all the same or they all taste bad or everybody likes all of them.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more you can do with an IPA as opposed to a lot of the other stuff, like I don't know.
I wouldn't say that because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I'm just saying, like, you can have like a hot, well, obviously a hoppy IPA, but you can have like a fruity IPA or an earthy IPA, or you can have a piney IPA.
Yep.
When you start throwing that stuff into Pilsners, it doesn't taste like a Pilsner anymore.
Right.
I don't know. It's just, and you can play with the alcohol content in IPA very easily too, because the bitterness takes away a lot of the alcohol burn.
And that's why I was digging. Where's the camera? Well, I was digging on the Stone earlier. Sorry.
Commander
It's always backwards.
Where'd it go?
I'm not hammered. It's fucking backwards.
I've lost myself.
Hey, guys, check out this beer I got. It's awesome. No, this is why I like this Stone one that I had today for the first time. I don't think it's out on the East Coast or the Midwest yet, unfortunately. But it was very citrusy, opposed to Stone's usual fucking lineup of beers, which they try to just make it as aggressive and intense as possible. This one was very well balanced. It said it had pineapple and mango in it, very citrusy. Bitterness, but not overly bitter. It was awesome.
That's awesome because, like you said, Stone's kind of all over the place, and they kind of go extremes and try to do extreme things. But they definitely have the talent enough to just make drinkable shit. So
yeah,
so it is nice to see them doing that every once in a while.
And speaking of Stone, I had an Arrogant Bastard on tap for the first time, and it was awesome.
Nice. It's been a while since I've had an Arrogant Bastard.
One of my favorites.
I mean, like a very long time. All right. Well, are we going to be getting into our actual ratings for the shit?
I'm going to give a solid 2 for this one. It's very drinkable. Maybe just because I haven't had very malty IPAs lately, I'm latching onto this one. But it's well balanced. It's got the darker maltiness. It's got the bitter, lighter IPA-ness in there. It's very well balanced. I like it a lot.
Malt's where it's at, man. I think malt makes or breaks a beer. I am a huge Deschutes fan. This stuff is actually not. Well, before I say that, this isn't the stuff that like came.
This isn't actually a beer. Shit.
No, it's not out of date. It's best by the end of November. So this actually is still in date.
Nice.
No, I think this is interesting enough, and it's got enough flavor in there, and it's blended well enough. I'm going to jump all the way up to a 3. Good with it. I'm happy with this beer.
I approve.
No, it's. I'm very happy with this beer. It's very drinkable. It's kind of got notes of everything, but they blended it well. Nice. I'm very happy with it. Deschutes is always solid.
I love Deschutes.
I'm done. Oh yeah.
Bend,
Oregon.
Deschutes. Oh yeah.
I love Deschutes.
All right, I have a vote for what's about to happen right now.
What's gonna happen?
You ready? I know you reeled off a bunch of shit, but in the rare occasion that I have to leave at some point, I think we should talk about the Last Jedi trailer first and foremost.
Okay.
My mind was fucking blown when I saw that.
Yeah,
it was okay.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's talk about Baby Driver now.
Yeah, it captured it. I mean, it being the second part of a trilogy, you already captured. It doesn't even, like, no joke, it doesn't even have to be that good for you to be captivated by what the fuck they're putting on the screen.
It's unfortunate to say, but yes, I know.
But they played it off so well that they didn't answer anything. They gave you more questions and more like, oh my God, is this actually happening? Because you never know with the edits that they're actually doing with the trailer.
Right.
You don't even know if Rey was looking at Kylo at the end, asking him, well, where should I fucking go
for lunch
Star
tomorrow. Wars. Yeah.
But yeah, so I think they're directing you into fan conversations that shouldn't even be had. Like, I don't think Kylo's actually going to kill Leia, but I do think she's going to end up dying. And I think that's the skew of it, because I think when confronted, he's already killed his dad, and you could tell that he was struggling with that. Like, killing your mom, I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen.
There's a lot there. And regardless of if we know exactly how it's going to line up, so like you said, misdirection's huge. And that's what I'm trying to keep in the back of my head as I watch the trailer for the 130th time, because I've seen it so many fucking times.
So are you walking through the trailer right now? No.
Yes, but an overarching thing is the misdirection is fucking huge. Because I remember, like, that's the cornerstone of the way that Lucasfilm has been making these trailers. And that's why I don't feel that the trailer is going to spoil anything for me, because when we saw the 7 trailer 100 times and went into the theater, nothing that I had in my head, pretty much, except for Han dying, was actually ended up happening in the movie. Because the way they cut the trailer was, like, just fucking confused the hell out of you.
Well, and especially for Rogue One, half the trailer wasn't in the fucking movie.
Yes, and that too.
So you don't even know if these are like scenes that are going to be a part of the movie, or these are outtakes or some shit,
right?
That could still be relevant to the plot,
right?
But I'm super stoked. I'm gonna walk through it real quick, and you can speak up when the fuck you want. So we've got some guy looking out at a factory of the AT-ATs.
Some intensely powerful fucking Force user with black hair. I don't know who it is.
Wait, was that Kylo?
Yeah, hell yeah, it was Kylo.
Okay. I actually didn't see the lightsaber on his belt originally.
Well, shit.
I kind of thought it was just like a commanding officer.
I thought you were talking shit.
No,
get this fucko over here looking out of some AT-ATs.
You know, when I saw his helmet, I kind of leaned towards like the Death Star gunner guy. Ooh, like his helmet's like that large. That's kind of where I was going.
Yeah, the thing goes back so far, it's kind of obnoxious.
So no, that's I'm learning stuff. Let's go. So we see the factory and everything. We move on to the new, what are they? AT fucking what?
SP or PR or some shit? I don't remember.
AT ass rape? Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know the classification, but they do look about. So if you look in that shot, you can see the regular AT-ATs next to them. So they look about twice as tall, which is crazy, and they have a giant back cannon, which is cool to see.
Yeah, so it's like AT-AT 2.0, larger, bigger, and it looks more maneuverable. Like it's like on the knuckles, like a gorilla. Like it could like climb, which is terrifying.
And it's got those like ridges on the shin of the legs. It looks like it could climb.
It's like shin
hill.
guards. Like they just got done with soccer practice and now they're taking down the resistance.
David Beckham AT-AT.
And actually, not until yesterday, I rewatched it again yesterday, did I even notice Kylo's ship flying in.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite part of it, because you can still see the fucking shuttle above that entire fleet right there.
Yeah, so that I don't know why I was so focused on the new AT-ATs or whatever they are, that I actually missed Kylo's shuttle the first 20 times I saw it. Moving right along, it is actually kind of cool that when they walk, it's red dust that comes up, and we've already seen like those ski things that like are skiing along the sand, and it's kicking up red dust.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of interested on that planet. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, forever. Moving right along, we've got the high shot of Kylo marching in wherever he is, kind of like an Anakin scene.
Just like his granddaddy.
Oh, yeah. And then this
That's
actual
so
red
sweet.
scene with Kylo looking down right before he picks up his lightsaber, which looks altered at some point.
And you can see the Praetorian Guards in the background, too, if you're looking.
It looks like a Lego factory, no joke. I'm not with the whole bright red. Now, the color contrast in this whole thing is amazing, and that's what Tommy Boy was talking about. Specifically, in every shot there's like 2, maybe 3 colors.
Yeah.
So it's very limited. So obviously we got black, red, and black in this one.
Well, I think I will like the Praetorian Guards when I actually see them on screen, because the first shots and toys that we got of Kylo in The Last Jedi, he doesn't have his mask. The first toys that we saw with him, they were embarrassing. I didn't like them at all. I was like, he just doesn't look powerful or commanding without that mask and that hood on. So I wasn't on board, but I do like him in this trailer. So I think the same may be said with the Praetorian Guards once we see them in action and everything.
Okay. The bottom of Kylo's lightsaber looks altered. Like it looks different than what we saw before.
Well, I think it's a new lightsaber.
I can't tell if it's got the side things. Like it looks like it might. And
I think it is.
Okay.
I think he like maybe lost his, or then reconstructed. He liked the crossguard for some reason, and he reconstructed a new one.
Well, I don't get like it's got a red wire that's running up the side of it, like it's on like training mode or some shit. Like he's in Snoke's bedroom.
Well, that was on the first one, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I've had enough of that.
Wait, 1 second. I want to actually know.
Oh, it does have side things. As he picks it up, you can clearly see the side things. The exhaust ports.
Yeah, I think the original one did have that wire. Well, so maybe it is the same one. I don't know. It just looked newer and cleaner.
Yeah,
as if he like took the same design and just made a brand new one.
Yeah, I agree. Moving right along, we've got.
Please don't say "moving right along" one more time. I'm gonna force choke you like Vader from across the galaxy.
As we trudge forward, we've got Rey with the lightsaber, obviously, cool hone. So I do have a question for you. What did you think of the music to the trailer?
The music was good. It was a blend of Kylo and Rey themes, which was cool.
I'm not mad at it, but it really pushed me in the Dark Knight kind of soundtrack feel. Kind of just like different hones and sounds. It wasn't like a uplifting, like good versus evil. It was kind of just like
I definitely noticed that it wasn't uplifting at all. It was like either neutral or shit is going downhill.
Yeah.
Like the overall tone was not positive, which I thought was a good choice. And for anyone that's curious, I've heard a lot of people say that like I liked the trailer a lot because of the music. And I'm glad we have another John Williams score in Star Wars, which I get it. John Williams did not write the music for that trailer, just so everybody understands. Like that, That's like a company that they take Williams' themes from episode 7 and everything, and they make the trailer music. So John didn't actually go in and make that. But I think the impact of having like Rey's theme and Kylo's theme as the overarching stuff in there, as opposed to the classic Star Wars stuff, made a big difference. And I was really happy to hear that in there.
Okay. Cool.
But wait, speaking on Rey though, I think fandom right now is divided as to who Snoke is talking to in that entire opening voiceover.
Yeah.
When I first encountered you, I saw raw potential and power and something more. Like, he sounds like he's talking about Kylo, and then once he's done, Rey ignites her lightsaber. So, like, again, maybe misdirection, but I feel like he could be talking about either of them at that point.
Well, my thought of it was I thought he was talking to Kylo, but the something more was Rey, and somehow they're connected.
I think they got to be siblings or cousins.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still fucking sold on her being Luke's daughter.
I just don't. The way especially in this trailer, the way he kind of acts around her, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. But yeah, so and then we've got Rey kind of going on like her own journey. It looks like through, I would assume, what would be the First Jedi Temple when she comes up on that bookshelf, and there's Harry Potter and It and a bunch of other good novels on that shelf. But it's kind of we see this in the expanded universe quite often, that they have to go off and prove themselves, whether they're Jedi or Sith, and it's especially Sith, where Darth Bane couldn't make it into Dark Brotherhood, so he went off and did his own thing and found Revan's holocrons and made it happen. I think she might be going on like her own journey to find out where she is and what she needs to do, and kind of all of it. So I'm excited for her journey alone, because I think she's not going to find the answers she wants from Luke.
Yeah, and that's what's intriguing me the most, is the idea of her journey ties into her having Luke on this pedestal and then realizing he's not exactly what she thought, and then the misdirection at the end of the trailer thinking that maybe Kylo has something to show her. We don't know if that they're actually like going to do that, but I'm just saying, like, the misdirection, it plays into what we're expecting to see of Rey's journey as we get into the film. She doesn't know.
I understand where Luke was, or Mark Hamill was. The way Luke acted, regardless of what happened in the past, I just don't get it. Like, you figure, I don't know.
He's terrified, man.
But it's like Obi-Wan went through the darkest days of the Jedi ever. But like, everybody was murdered by his basic son.
But Luke never got to see any of that crazy shit.
I know, but as soon as Luke grew up, Obi-Wan stepped the fuck up and raised him and showed him how the fuck to do and everything and took him under his wing and did it.
For a day.
Yeah, but still, Luke, oh, here's your lightsaber. Oh, I've seen power before. I don't like it. I got Cheerios. I got to eat them. I can't have it. And it's just like...
Got these porgs on this island. I got to take care of these motherfuckers.
But I'm upset with him, and I think it'll make sense. Well, with that said, do you think they're going to do a flashback?
I think we might see our first flashback. And a lot of people are saying, like, we already saw Rey's vision. That wasn't a flashback. That was a vision with shit that has happened in the past. Or may has not have happened at all. We don't really know. But a flashback in terms of like something where Luke maybe uses the Force to show Rey what happened to the Jedi Temple or something.
Like a forced Force vision.
Like some Dumbledore shit where he shows Harry a vision of what happened to Voldemort when he met him for the first time. Like that would be pretty fucking like sweet to see.
Jedi sorcery or something. That's kind of
cool. Yeah.
Well, and you know they all have Force dreams. So, aside from her touching a lightsaber and seeing a Force vision,
yeah,
I think there is still an opportunity that it may not be a hard flashback of let me tell you about what happened, and then it like fades to black and goes into fucking the death of the Jedi again.
Right.
But yeah, I think they'll do it right, regardless. So
I think so too. Trudging right forward. Go for it.
She cracks the ground with her. Luke's okay. I paused. His face when the ground cracks.
He's terrified, man. That's what I'm saying.
Have you watched Shameless yet?
No, but he looks like William
he looks
H.
like
Macy.
a fucking drunken Frank Gallagher.
He does look like William H. Macy right there.
Yeah, he just hammered. Yeah, exactly. He just looks drunk.
I just think one testament to the prequels is that we saw the height of the Jedi Order. Luke has no, I'm glad they're changing stuff from the EU where people would say Luke becomes the Grand Master and he's the strongest being ever. So there's no argument. So you can't even talk about it. That's boring as hell. Luke has no scope on where the Jedi have been in the past. He doesn't know their strongest point because he didn't experience it. All he knows is Vader and Palpatine and old Ben as a ghost and Yoda with his beans. His scope, his certain point of view is very limited. So when he sees Rey fucking crack a boulder in half, he's freaking the hell out.
Yeah. No, I agree. He's very narrow-minded in the history or what the potential of a Force user could be.
Yeah.
Even though he may or may not have been the chosen one.
Right.
He really, in that span, didn't become that strong because who was he learning from?
Right.
There was he had 2 yoga sessions with Yoda, and then he went and fucking just turned Vader back over just because he was blood.
2 FaceTime sessions with these old drunk asses.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the Luke Chosen One thing for a second?
Uh-oh.
Episode with Kerner, 117 or whatever, when Tommy Boy mentioned that Luke may have been the Chosen One. I have never thought or even considered that in my lifetime.
Well, the bad thing is that Obi-Wan thinks he's the chosen one. And Obi-Wan is the closest to both of them.
He just thinks whoever's the youngest Jedi that he can fucking train is his chosen one. It's fucking hubris, man.
Who are you training these days? Oh, it's the chosen one.
The chosen one. Don't worry about it. I thought that one died. Yeah, he killed all the kids too, but I got someone new. He's the chosen one. Don't worry about it.
Far younger and more powerful.
Exactly. Just like Palpatine. It all comes around.
Comes around. Okay.
Certain point of view.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think Anakin was the chosen one, but from, like you said, a certain point of view, Obi-Wan said, obviously he can't be the chosen one because he's Darth Vader at this point. So, yeah, it makes sense. So Luke's still continuing to cry like a dirty bitch. He hasn't seen a human being for probably about a decade. The flashback part, however you want to say it, it looks pretty fucking intense because you see he's coming out of a crippled wooden building, and you see his hand emerge like the fucking Terminator.
Yep.
And then you see what I assume would be the new Jedi Temple burning down.
Yeah,
it
and
looks
he,
like the Capitol
he collapses
building in
on his
DC.
knees next to R2 like he's fucking can't handle it, which I can imagine.
And
It's intense as hell.
yeah, we'll see. I have a feeling that's not even a flashback. That he goes on this fucking space adventure with Rey, he gets talked into it, and shit hits the fan, and he's left, and they take Rey or something crazy. Because I feel like the way the embers were falling are similar to the way the embers were falling when Kylo puts his hand out. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I could see that as well. But they're also similar to Rey's vision in 7, where Luke puts his hand on R2. It looks the same there too.
Yeah, we'll see. It's all a mystery right now. I think they're playing with us, and we're assuming a lot, and they're gonna just pull a fucking rug out from under us, and we're gonna fall on our ass. So.
I agree 100%. But let's keep speculating. Go.
So the next scene, we have Luke still looking like a drunken bastard. Talking about I've seen this power before. It didn't scare me. Now it does. But you see, kind of in the background, they're like in a temple or something because there's like something inscribed on the ground.
Yeah.
I didn't see that before either. So I'm assuming this is in like the original Jedi temple.
Right.
That they're having this fucking petty argument.
Dude, that line though, I thought was fucking intense.
I thought the complete opposite.
Oh,
I thought it was terrible. Like it was almost cringeworthy for me.
really?
Yeah. I just didn't like it.
I feel like I usually have a cringeworthy radar, but I like that shit.
Yeah, it just I think it was not even how he said it, is that the what he said. Like, I had a fast car and it didn't scare me, but you have a fast car, so it kind of scares me now. It's just like
You can't
okay.
compare
That's
a
a terrible.
Ferrari
First off,
to...
that's a terrible sentence. Second off, like why can't you just say like I've seen something like this before? This isn't gonna go well.
Fuck
you
it.
could say something like that.
He says that later.
Oh yeah.
You
Let's
can't
move on.
compare a Ferrari to a psychotic teenager destroying the galaxy.
I just did. Mopar just did.
Can't do it.
Only on this podcast.
I thought that line was great. I really did.
I didn't like it. But,
What does Travis Dunn have to say? Go.
We see Kylo flashing, and this is the one that actually gave me fucking chills. So he's in his fucking first order toilet here. You can see the bidet buttons on the side there. And then he gets mad because he got shit on his helmet, actual poop, and he tries to wipe it off on the wall. But he gets so like terrifyingly mad, and that's like the fastest scene in all of the trailer. Like he gets mad, looks, boom, and punches the thing.
Dude.
Oh, you can feel the rage. You can.
I love that part.
Oh, I did too.
It was the quickest part, but I was like, dude, there's so much in that.
But what is he mad at? Is he mad at himself? Has he had enough of just the physical helmet? Does he just want to be scary by himself?
He's mad at everything.
Or is he mad at like Snoke denying him training or some shit? Like, you're not good enough. We need to find this Rey chick because you're a bitch. Which, I mean, that could potentially happen. They could be seeking out Rey because the Force has awakened. I felt it. So they might be searching out Rey because Snoke doesn't believe in Kylo enough.
But there's something there. What do you think the awakens means?
What are you talking about? Rey says it. There's something awakened in me.
Yes, that's true. But do you think that's
true.
more misdirection of, is obviously Rey, this scavenger from a desert planet, becomes awakened and strong enough to defeat Kylo Ren? That's the obvious one. But what about maybe it's Snoke awakened from the goddamn unknown regions and now he's back to claim the galaxy?
I don't know. There's so much misdirection. We'll see.
100%.
We finally see Rey in his TIE assassination and celebrationator.
Ren. And
What is it?
you said Rey.
Oh, Kylo.
Rey cannot handle that ship. I guarantee it.
No. Well, she might be able to. She drove that garbage off fucking.
The Falcon's
Jakku.
13 times as big as that thing.
Yeah, and she
Those
drove
ties
like
are
a
nimble
badass.
as hell.
So what is it called? The TIE
Spider.
silencer, right?
Yes. I love that ship.
I also love all the ships around it while he's doing this. And the other thing I love that I just noticed, because I paused it while he's in the cockpit, like firing.
Yeah.
He looks, it's almost weird because he looks like Vader, even though Vader didn't have obviously like a facial expression.
Right.
He just looks calm and just doing what he needs to do.
Effortless.
Get the fuck out of the way. Yeah.
Effortless.
But he looks determined, but like he's at ease with what he's doing. Like it's not difficult.
Yeah. It's hard to forget that his grandfather was the best pilot ever, and his dad was one of the most infamous smugglers and pilots in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was killing it. I was really excited to see that thing in action for the first time.
Yeah, it's a badass ship. And then obviously we did the I'll try spinning. It's a good trick. And then they start getting into...
I love that part too. He couldn't resist being just like little baby Anakin.
Little baby Anakin saving the day. And then you can see his facial expression all of a sudden change. Like he's determined. He knows what the fuck he needs to do. And then we see Leia and it cuts back to Kylo and his face is just like, oh shit, I got to make a decision. And it's like clearly unsure about what he's going to do.
I thought that was the best part of the trailer. I thought that reaction back and forth from him and Leia and his face and the way Adam Driver is portraying that struggle right there was the best shot of the entire fucking trailer. Yes, drinking Bill, I know.
I'm trying to open my beer over here.
I'm on to the second type from this little six pack, by the way. It's the Citra
hold
Pale.
Hold on.
Okay.
We're in a thicket of this shit.
I was just announcing. I'm not trying to do a third review. Let's go.
Say it then.
No, I'm done.
Say it.
Move on. Do it.
Okay. We see his targeting computer target, what do you call it? The bridge, the cockpit of the fucking major ship, whatever. And you see his thumb kind of buzz over the fire button, the trigger. And you see him, and he looks half constipated, but you can tell he's struggling with something. But he kind of like rolls his mouth around like he doesn't want to do it. He does. He needs to. He can't. It's all of that all in one facial expression and motion. And then you see, obviously, innocent, proud Leia, wandering eyes, kind of unsure what's going to happen.
And, like, they know how much that shot alone is going to affect people because Carrie Fisher's passed away. We all know that she's going to die at some point. So putting that in the trailer, that plus Kylo's struggle after he killed Han, like, of course everyone's mind is racing about what the hell's going to happen with that.
There's so much up in the air.
I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to do it.
I agree. I don't think he's going to do it. I think she's going to die another way, and he's going to not regret not killing her, but he's going to regret not being able to like save her. I have a weird feeling that that Rey and Kylo are going to crisscross. Like somehow something's going to happen to Rey because Luke's being, hungover Jedi, and she's going to look for help, and Kylo's not living up to the expectations of Snoke, and he's going to look for help, and they're going to fucking pass pads. Like Kylo's going to end up meeting back up with Luke or something, and Rey's still looking for something awoken in me. Hopefully it's not a child. I got to go get a fucking Sith pregnancy test with Snoke.
Sith Plan B, bitch.
Sith Plan B.
I don't know if they're necessarily going to cross paths. The idea of Rey getting frustrated with Luke being an old bitch and leaving, I think that is definitely probable.
Well, and that's kind of what that whole adventure by herself. I think she's going to realize that. Like, he's not the guy that we all thought he was, and he's not living up to the expectations. So I got to go do this shit by myself because he's obviously not going to help me because he's scared. Right. He's scared of the power he saw in me.
Of course.
So, which might affect her even worse because you don't have the influence or, the say. Right. That, hey, Rey, don't do that. What are you fucking going to say now? Well, I'm the one with the raw power.
Yeah, but I think that's perfect, though, with Star Wars. It's been so formulaic for so long. The idea of a very talented scavenger, untrained, but talented, coming to someone like that as a mentor and asking them for training and help, and them saying no, we've never really seen that before in Star Wars. I think that's going to be fucking awesome.
Nicole Serrano actually mentioned I was hoping they were going to bring out the trailer on Carrie Fisher's birthday. When was that?
I don't remember.
I'm a terrible Star Wars fan. I'm not upset that they didn't. I mean, to be honest, we all love Carrie Fisher, but I think they do have to move on. I mean, and obviously within the story, they're forced to at this point. But
which is why I think. Remember that I believe that they said the principal filming was done before she passed away. So to try to work in Kylo actually like killing Leia, that's kind of a stretch.
What if it's all Rey killed Leia?
Nah, that's not gonna happen. That's her auntie. She can't do that.
I just have a feeling she's not gonna. I don't know, because I want her. Well, she has to die, and I don't want Kylo to do it. So I was having the idea of maybe she would die kind of in a battle with like something that happened bad, like it was just happenstance basically. But I don't see them sending out a legend like Princess Leia in just kind of a battle accident, however you want to say that. So,
once she passed, I just thought that maybe she died of old age between 8 and 9. And 9 just starts and she's not there anymore. And you just got to deal with it. And they'll make a whole fucking novel and comic series about how she passed away.
I think they edited the entire movie to make someone kill her in 8. I don't think they're going to leave it open.
That might be true.
They have to end it.
I would not be opposed to that.
So, all right, we're going to get through this. Coming out this Christmas, blah, blah, blah.
I doubt it.
See the Millennium Falcon. Like, it looks like possibly underground on that red sand planet, whatever you want to call it, with the ATVs at the beginning.
Crate is the name, Crait.
But you kind of see all these crystals and stuff that they're flying through that are built just like the inside of the fucking Death Star. I've had enough of this shit.
Yeah.
Then we see Chewie screaming, the Porg's terrible yell that sounds like my Nokia, alarm.
I don't think I would hate the Porgs. I hate them because I'm on Twitter. And all I see in my fucking timeline is Porg after Porg. And posters with Porgs photoshopped in the whole thing. And Porg as fucking Darth Vader. I can't handle it anymore. It's too much.
Look, they make sense in the Star Wars universe. Even more so than we'll see probably in here in probably another 10 seconds. Those fucking frozen Vaporeons on that planet.
It was the new evolution of Eevee.
Wolves. But I think the Porgs make sense.
I think the Porgs. It'd be nice to see the movie and make my own opinion about them, but no one will shut up about the fucking Porgs, and I can't handle it anymore.
They're cute. They're fuzzy. They have a terrible fucking sound. I hope Chewie. I hope it's an entree for Chewie.
I'm gonna make that shit my alarm from now on. I'll definitely wake up.
Yeah, I was trying to make a meme. I couldn't pull the audio off on just my phone. I couldn't figure it out. But I was gonna do doing a scream and then it cut into a picture of a Nokia and just having it ring again. All right, moving along. Let's see. Some shit blowing up. Poe's upset. There's an X-wing. Poe's determined. There's more X-wing. Poe's
There's
again.
an X-wing with a fucking booster engine thing on the back. Did you notice that?
Yeah. So let me get back here.
I don't know if that's a thing or if it's brand new, but what?
Yeah, that's a good call out because I've never really thought about that. And after thinking about it, in the beta for Battlefront 2, there is an extra boost thing that you can use on like the TIE fighters and not the X-Wings actually. It is on the TIE fighters. Yeah. So it's kind of just an extra boost. So maybe they're just kind of playing off of, the pod racing boosters and we'll put a fucking jet engine pod racer engine on this shit. And we'll just
threw a Hemi on the back of the X-Wing.
Yeah, Mopar.com. And we obviously see Poe being determined, killing shit. And then we get into this epic showdown where everything's on fire. And we have Finn facing off with Captain Phasma. Finally, we get to see Phasma in action.
I'm super fucking excited for that.
I'm excited because, all right, I think I missed something.
You missed everything.
She's standing there like a badass, like a shiny fucking badass. And he looks like he attacks her. And she blocks and just kind of stares down at him with her Bose speakers in her fucking mouth.
I thought that same fucking thing.
Yeah.
She's got some badass fucking tunes coming out of that helmet.
Playing Iron Man. I don't know, some shit, Black Sabbath. But she kind of just stares down at him almost in a Vader-like way. Like, do you really think you're going to beat me? Just staring down at him. Like, you know, FN 214710. What the fuck are you trying right now?
You were so
I trained
close.
you. I know everything you're going to do.
You were so close.
FN. But
It's like
I
you
love
replaced one letter of Phasma's name. Captain Plasma. I know that girl.
Cat and partner. I got it. But I'm excited also. So throughout this entire trailer, we see a lot of different ships. Specifically, I paused right after Captain Phasma was looking down at him, and there's just like pill-looking ship that's long up and down, and then it's got real skinny wings out to the side at the top. I love that it's all different. And it looks like it's based off of something from maybe the original trilogy, which makes so much sense. Pissed.
Pleased.
But we got Luke in the fucking rain. We got the ice foxes that literally look like a Pokemon, but I'm okay with it. But they're kind of running away from something. I'm assuming because you can see they're kind of the red covered rock snow shit. I'm assuming they're running away from those new monkey AT-ATs.
I'm pleased with it, like you said about the Porgs. As long as they're just... It's a cool creature in Star Wars. They're there in the background. They're not going to fucking kill stormtroopers. Just let them be part of the species of the planet that you're on.
No, I agree, and I'm more happy with these than I am with maybe even the Wampa. Like, why did the Wampa actually have to attack? I don't know. And I'm not shitting on the Wampa itself. It's like they put it in there.
On Luke.
Well, yeah, I am. Moving on. So we see those things running away from something. Carrie's pissed, and this is the other thing. So Rey looks like she's going through some trials with Luke. Like she talked him into doing it, and she's swimming through some shit. And now he's like, "Jump on my back. I'm gonna take you for a run," because that's what Luke did. Or
There's
Yoda,
always
whatever.
a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish. Okay, so this next scene, we see Finn supposedly in cuffs or whatever, and there's a stormtrooper walking behind him. I want to know how that happened. So we see him in maybe like a back to tank or whatever you want to call it at one point.
Yeah.
And now he's fighting Captain Phasma, 10 seconds ago. So I feel like he gets captured or actually wants to be captured. But what the fuck is he wearing? I'm so confused.
Well, we know from one of the promo shots from one of those magazine spreads that he went undercover. So him and Rose, which is another new Resistance character, actually went in Imperial attire, went undercover. So I assume that all that has to tie in together.
I've also had enough of that shit. Like being blatantly undercover. We've seen it in the originals.
Yeah.
Like we've seen it in the prequels. We've seen it in Rogue One.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing it in this shit.
Yeah.
We'll just put a fucking helmet on you, and now you're a fucking stormtrooper. Let's walk
classic,
in and save the princess.
It's classic.
But yeah, I'm not mad at it. It just happens all the time. Okay?
You sound like you're pissed at it, man.
I'm kind of mad at it. Whoa, I stopped again on these new AT-ATs, and their fucking eyeballs are pissed like the fucking front of a Dodge Challenger. All right, moving right along. Pissed.
By the way, I am not mad at the similarities between the Empire and the First Order because of how the Empire rose from the First Order and the dark side. I just want to throw that in there. Like the fact that we have walkers that look similar, but now they're taller. They have a back cannon and they have like ridged fucking front arms. I'm not really mad about that. It makes sense. It's only been like 30 years. It's not.
But it
been
makes
that
sense.
long.
That's like an obvious technical advancement on those vehicles.
Of course.
It makes sense. Like, if you look at physical vehicles nowadays from 20 years ago, they're pretty much the same. They all have 4 fucking wheels. They all have a body. They all have an engine.
Yeah,
And you're
the
mad-
X-Wings
and you're mad
the
at
TIE
these
fighters.
things? Yeah.
Yeah, they're just better versions of what you saw 20, 30 years before. It hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
I stopped on the exact perfect eyeball fuck of Snoke in his fucking robes here.
You have to.
I'm so confused. And as I look at his face,
This is the best part.
I feel like I've seen his face before.
I'm
Like his eyebrows. Like literally down to his eyebrows. I feel like I've seen his eyebrows before.
I am 100% torn between tying Snoke to a character that has been in the past and or was a legend story and now they're making it canon. That versus someone brand new, I'm tied 100% between, because I get the idea of making a brand new character. I also get what Ryan said about maybe it doesn't necessarily matter who Snoke is because he plays a role in Rey and Kylo's storyline. I get that, but of course we want to know how this dude came to power, assumed the control of the entire fucking remnant of the Empire, and now we see, because he was a hologram in 7, so people were wondering maybe he's not that strong, but now we see in the trailer, he's torturing the fuck out of Rey.
Yeah.
So who is this dude? He can't just be some nobody from the unknown regions. Like, he has to be strong as hell.
Yeah, I don't know. His face looks fucked,
It is fucked.
but like he's got like a half lazy eye-ish, but it's actually not lazy. It's actually more upward, so it's like more prominent. It's like the opposite. It's like an outgoing eye.
He's also saying, fulfill your destiny as he's torturing Rey. Dude, that was scary. I'm not going to lie. That was like a scary shot that I've never seen in Star Wars before.
I do have
Of
a question.
her
Is
being
this
laid back like the goddamn exorcist being tortured.
Yeah. Is this Andy Serkis actually playing him?
I would assume so, but I have no idea.
Up for debate it is. Maybe it's one of those CG or whatever the facial.
I'm sure he's in a suit or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Gollum style.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
she's
think-
screaming. Yeah, it's
So it seems to me, based on that shot and what you're about to talk about at the end of the trailer, that maybe she's frustrated with Luke. He says he's not going to train her. Fuck off. I'm out of this shit. I'm old. I'm trying to die in the sun with these penguins. And then she goes, maybe follows Kylo's advice or something, because he did offer to train her at the end of 7.
you need
He
a
did say
teacher.
you need a teacher. I can show you the ways of the Force. So maybe she's pissed and she's trying to take his advice, and then she goes on to the First Order base or ship with good intentions, but then obviously everything gets fucked up, because that actually is pretty scary as hell.
So when we're talking about Rey asking Kylo for help at the end here, we now see Kylo all of a sudden without that like carbon fiber fix a face thing.
Yeah. Which was like
So-
a Band-Aid, I thought. Yeah.
I'm trying to understand, maybe is this prior to that? Was his gash that big that this is actually the healed gash?
I have to imagine that, yeah, like that carbon fiber thing was a Band-Aid, space Band-Aid.
Yeah, like
And it was
closing
on
together.
for most of the movie, and this is at the end.
Okay.
But we can't be sure that he's talking to Rey. And we also can't be sure, maybe he is talking to Rey, but maybe she's just no. We have no fucking idea.
Yeah, and this is one of the. This is the only Star Wars logos that's out, not yellow. Is what I'm fucking trying to say. Jesus.
That's very true. I did not even freaking think about that. Well, Mopar,
Yeah, this
for
is
the man
only
that
one.
makes up all the random words. You said something that made sense.
Yeah, it's a hippopotamus me. So happy about it. No, I'm truly excited. I think this is going to be the darkest one, and they're setting it up to be so. And there's just so many questions. I have a weird feeling that they could probably end it after episode 8, but they're going to leave like one major thing. Like Snoke's going to get away or something weird like that. That it's just like, all right, we have to have an episode 9 because something's got to happen to Snoke or something's got to happen to Luke. I don't know.
Yeah, the middle of the trilogy is always confusing. And I have no idea what the like the filmmaking restrictions or conflicts are when Ryan's in charge of this single movie, and based on that, episode 9 has to figure out what the hell is happening. That's got to be some weird situation. Because even though Lucas didn't direct 5 and 6, it seemed like he had the general storyline for 5 and 6 laid out in a trilogy format.
Written.
Yeah, like he was the writer for all of those things. So this feels kind of weird, but I'm excited for it.
I have a weird feeling that Ryan is going to be included in 9. And while JJ will be the overseeing director and decision maker, I feel like Ryan's going to be right there and be like, all right, in 8, this happened. I want it to go this way. How do we do that?
That sounds logical as hell.
Well, it's up to Kathleen Kennedy and her fucking "you're fired" shit. So we'll see what happens.
I'm not mad about that. You can't let somebody fuck around with Star Wars, man. This is not some hobby shit.
I agree at this point, but if the Han Solo film's absolute shit,
then we know why.
Then what? Well, you can only point your fingers at Kathleen Kennedy.
Ron Howard's not going to make a shit movie.
I absolutely agree, but he can. I think he can. I don't think he's going to make a bad movie, but I think he can fuck up Star Wars. There's a certain thing that needs to be done with Star Wars movie.
Yes, I would agree with that. Yeah, like the Han Solo movie's not going to be bad by any means whatsoever. But if it gets like a 70% rating and doesn't feel like Star Wars, then we know who to blame.
Well, it's both their faults because she hired.
That's true.
But we'll see. I think we're safe. I think they're being a little more lenient with. I thought they were being a little more lenient with the spin-off movies. But hey, you're fired, and give me a fucking soda while you're on your way out. Like it's.
Give me a blue milk. Bitch, you fired.
Bitch, you fired. You ain't coming back except for my brisket. Yeah, I'm excited. The trailer leaves everybody. I haven't heard anybody, and while I'm scrolling down to the comments section of YouTube, which you should never do.
No,
but I truly haven't heard anyone shit on the trailer itself.
That's true.
So obviously I've heard people it's going to be terrible regardless, blah blah blah, because I hate my life and everything I see in it.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that and even, it does have 23,000 thumbs down is what I'm trying to find.
23,000?
Yeah, but it's got 652,000 thumbs up.
It sounded like Luke. 10,000? We can almost buy our own YouTube for that much. We don't have to listen to this.
I can float some shit. But yeah, there's just sour bitches, and if it's at that ratio, that's the terrible thing. Maybe the Han Solo does get like an 80, but because it wasn't a fucking 100, it was the worst fucking Star Wars movie I've ever seen. And I hate those absolutes. If it wasn't perfect, I hated it.
Let's talk about fandom for a second.
Perfect.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't perfect. It wasn't everything that I expected from my 10-year-old self and also required from my 50-year-old intellectual self. I'm pissed.
I'm cornered. Yeah, I just... It also broadened my mind on this aspect of my life. I hated it. It's just bullshit. I'm done with the trailer. Any last thoughts on that? Final thoughts if you had to give it a rating out of 10. Or let's just do out of 3.
Okay, so yeah, 3 out of 3. If we're doing
3 out
our
of 3.
beer
It's
type
obvious,
rating for the trailer, yeah, it's hard to not watch. You have to watch it. You have to fucking watch it, man. But with
And
the
I don't
misdirection,
think it
concerned
spoils
with-
anything. Everybody was upset that
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson or Ryan Gabson, what the fuck his name is. It's Johnson, right? Ryan Johnson. Yeah.
Yes.
The fact that he said I ain't gonna see it, and then he saw it, and he's like, everybody should actually see that shit.
Yeah. Quickly afterwards, he was like, "I was wrong. Watch that shit." That's good news. I love it.
Yeah. So that is all good news.
Yeah, final thoughts on the
thoughts?
trailer. That
Awesome.
was fucking goddamn awesome. And it got me even more amped up for episode 8 that I didn't think that was possible. So
Always
yeah,
possible.
it's good stuff.
What do we got?
Commander's got to go, actually.
Can we talk about Dark Souls for like 5 minutes?
We can talk about Dark Souls for like 5 seconds, but that's not a lot of time to talk about Dark Souls. So maybe we should wait.
Pissed about it.
That's
It's
good.
not. It's just, and I understand
good.
you're gonna be pissed and you're gonna die and do all that shit, but the game, I know it's an unforgiving game, and I understand that. I just wish it would help you along because there's no plot. They ain't gonna show you where to go. You don't even understand what the fuck's happening. It's hard enough with the gameplay that why wouldn't they at least say, "Hey, go that way"?
This is so funny. I'm so happy that you're playing Dark Souls finally.
It's true though, right? Like,
yes, it's 100% true.
Why?
You're supposed to spend like 30% of your time being miserable.
But that makes for a bad game, and I'm sure it's going to become like a good game.
Makes for a rewarding game.
I agree. I do agree. A rewarding game if you get to that point, because it's going to turn so many people off before they get there. But regardless, it's just if they would have just, I don't know, it's called a plot. If they would have included that into the game and said, "Hey, this is what you're trying to do." I've played for like 3 hours and I have no fucking clue who I am, what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to collect. Am I just walking around? Am I killing people? But when I kill people and sit by a fire, they come back. So should I redo that or should I not? Should I fucking walk around still?
I will agree with you on that point. I really wish there was. This is the trick with the type of game it is. I wish there was more story in Dark Souls. The problem is that there is. But all of the story and characters and like plot and storyline and stuff is in the item descriptions for things or in the character descriptions or things like that. So you have to literally like pick up everything and look at it and see how that relates to one part of the Dark Souls universe. And then you find other fucking like shields and things that tie in. So yeah,
So
I will
like
agree with that. Like the story wasn't central to the gameplay. And that is the one negative that I find in the Dark Souls games.
So, but what am I trying to do? Like collect humanity or collect souls or
You're trying to not die.
Trying not to die.
Yeah.
Well, I'm failing at that, so
That's the point.
it's a terrible game.
Me and
It's,
Tommy
like you
Boy are
said,
gonna
it
have
is
to-
rewarding when you don't die.
Dude,
but
the
at the
feeling,
same time,
yeah, it's like no other game. The feeling when you beat a boss, it's unparalleled to like any other fucking video game, man. It's awesome. Me and Tommy
It's
Boy are gonna have
true.
to do a live stream with you playing that shit.
No, I agree. But it's one of those games that here's a boss. If you don't do everything exactly right, you die. And then you sit there and die 20 times, and you're like, how the fuck do I beat this? And you look it up on YouTube, and you still fucking die another 5. And by happen chance, you fucking roll the right way, and you get behind them, and you're just like, oh my God.
Exactly. I'm so excited to see Mo play Dark Souls. This is awesome.
This is the most triggered I ever have been.
Oh, man. But yeah,
All right,
I
guys.
got to run, unfortunately. But I'm glad we got through the entire trailer because that was the cornerstone of the episode. And we have
So
a lot
coming
of
up on
Dark Souls
next
that we can talk
episode,
about. Yeah.
We've got Mopar Saul Baby Driver. Kerner likes a Metallica song. You guys don't realize how big that is.
Kerner bought Battlefield. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, he got an
episode.
Xbox One. We'll be discussing that for sure. And Commander he watched Kingsman, so we'll probably be discussing that on the next
I
episode.
am a Kingsman now. Don't worry about it.
No,
Best.
you ain't. Thank you guys for tuning in. Rogue Squadron Podcast. I'm a one final shout out. Patreon page. Rogue Squad Pod. You can head on over there and help us out and do what you need to do. I am Commander.
I am Bobber.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Vegas. Bye.
Classic. Good enough.
Riley just fucking jumped in.
How does he always jump in at the end? Sorry, Riley. Yeah, I actually have to run. My wife
He's literally running home.
My wife is mad at me because I got to get to dinner right now.
7 o'clock. She's hungry. She hasn't had her fucking quinoa. Pissed. All right,
She's
guys.
super pissed. All right.
Can we actually do I guess I could bring my shit on the road this week, but I'd like to do that quick video.
Yeah.
For the Patreon members.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. That's it. I'll see you guys later.
Oh, yeah.
Unforgivable.
Oh, shit.
Bye.